Alright, CSS battle time, and we have blocks. More than that. Where have I seen that pink before? I feel like I've seen it in a game. I don't know. Alright. This many blocks, I feel like a conic gradient is a nice way to do all of this. But, and then maybe this here is just masking the rest of the conic gradient. Okay, so what if this is the HTML with a conic gradient on it, and we throw a border on it that's this, that is this width here, and hopefully that's enough. I don't know if this width is the same as that width. It won't work if it's not. Box shadow, maybe? I don't know. I'll burn that bridge when I get to it, I guess. I'll throw a border on it to start, and then we'll see how this one goes. Because this here could be... Because the background won't quite work. Maybe it's a... I don't know what it's going to be. Alright, I'll have to figure that out. Alright, let's start HTML. Let's see if we can get that conic gradient going. We're going to throw the border on it. And it is going to be 70 pixels. Solid. And pink. Okay, now we're going to have to do some negative margin on the top and bottom to even it out. Let's see. Okay, so 70 is right, but top and bottom we're going to do negative 40, negative 50, and then 0. Okay, so we have our spacing down. Now let's get this conic gradient going. It's going to take a little bit of work. I got to figure out how I want to do this. I think it's going to be, so I want my repeating point to be, I'm going to have to use the at syntax and then the positioning syntax as well as the background size. So my 0, 0 point is going to be this corner, and it's going to be 3/4 blue and then 1/4 pink. So we're going to go blue for 75%, and then we're going to go pink for the rest. We can just throw 0 on it to make it that hard stop, and we get that right there. So each one of these squares is, let's see, 90 to 130. It's 40 pixels. So we're going to say at 40 pixels by 40 pixels. Throw in a comma. All right, so we got the square. Now we can move the square into position. So let's say 50 pixels is too far over, 30, 20. And I bet it's going to be 20 here as well. Okay. Now we can throw in the slash and do our repeat, which looks like 40 by 20. I think it's going to be 60. Hey, by 60. There we go. All right, so that actually that went really easy. I haven't had it go that easy in a long while. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we have our grid to mask. Now we can hit the body. You know what? If we just do the background is blue, right? We can margin it in to place. Get it down out of the way here. Let me turn off the diff so I can see this better. Let me think about this. How do I want to make the pink border? Do I want to do another border? I bet, you know what, I could probably do a font value for it. So let's go ahead and do a border, and then we'll compare the values. Let's see, what is it? It's from 150 to 200, so it's a border, 50 pixel border. Border is 50 pixels solid, and it is pink this time. I think I might just do a couple variables here for the border and the background, because if I get rid of this, we have a solid blue background, right? So I could make this comma, comma, and close it. There we go. Okay, still working. We're still good. And so theoretically, we can go here. We can change this to star because we have everything overwritten, so nothing's going to go bad. It's a pink square in the middle right now because of our margins and the border. And then we can get rid of this. B. And it's still pink. There, we have our blue background. Okay. Was that shorter than writing just a normal background? Probably not. Actually, I don't think it is. I think it's longer than writing background. You know, I didn't have to write a different color though, so I think that's why it's shorter. Because background is 9, and then yeah, so it is shorter because it's 12 characters to do this. 3 here and 9 up here. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's right. So because I'm not doing a different color, that's where that shortens up. And then we could do, instead of rewriting a whole border, we can just do a variable instead of playing around with font. Because we're changing color? We're not changing color. So yeah, font is actually going to be shorter on this. Let's get it in place. Let's get this working first before I get too elaborate. 80 top. Right's going to be 0. Bottom is going to be 0. It's going to be like -20. Let's turn off the diff. Let's look at this. Okay. Oh yeah. And then left is going to be. There we go. Not 100. It's going to be 80. There we go. Now, let's see. I got this wrong so far. Okay, there we go. Is this -50 as well? Yeah, it is. Okay. Good enough. Let's hit submit, and then let's fix this border. All right. Let's just see what 70 pixels is on our unit golf. 3.9 LH is the shortest one. 4.38 M. I don't like using line height because I've had issues with the that not rendering right on my screen, so I think I put in the right line height, but it just doesn't look right. But let's actually do it. Let's do it right now because I already have that telling me 70 is 3.9 LH. Okay, so that's okay. Here, instead of a border, we have too big of a border now. We're going to go font. What's 5/7 in decimal or percentage? Let's get our calculator. Clear 5 divided by 7. Did I do that right? Okay, I think it's 71%. 71%. Hey. Nope. My math was not mathing. But that doesn't seem to be moving anything anywhere. Oh, That was surprising because 71 was so far off and then it wasn't moving. Probably because of my margins. I bet that was it. 98.2%. Yeah, this is my problem with line height. The diff looks right. Let's actually do that and then hit submit and see. Still 98.2. Do hate line height. All right. 4.38 m. There we go. Now we can see the actual result. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see if 72% works on 3.9 LH. You see that result, and let's see if it works. 98.2. Okay. I wonder if I need to put it behind the slash. Doesn't work. Yeah, it's a slash to differentiate, right? I think I'm doing this wrong. Okay. I'm gonna go with what works. 4.38 m. It's long. Would a variable be shorter? Because I could just, I'd have to change, I don't have to change the color, I just need to change the width from 70 pixels to 50 pixels. Font is usually shorter. You know what? I don't know. Let's reduce, and then it's easy enough to just make it a variable and see what's happening there. Oops. Okay. All right, 60. I don't think this is gonna work at. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't work. Conic gradients don't like that one, but we can change these to 5VW, this to 5VW, and then 5. Ooh, I can't use 5CH here. Or I can. Seems to be working. Oh yeah, because I'm using the conic gradient, but I'm just using the blue position, and but the blue's gone at that point. All right, so it still works. That's why I was expecting an issue, but we don't see the issue. It doesn't matter. Although that makes me wonder if I was able to use line height, I probably could have gotten away with this variable here by multiplying the CH. So it's, oh no, I need to make it negative. That wouldn't work because that's where the pink squares, how much is going to be pink. So that won't work at all. All right, 171. That's where I'm at. I think I'm going to leave it there unless I have a better idea at some point. Cool. Well, hope you're having fun with this, and I'll catch you later. Bye.